I'm John Hanna for CDTV.net here in New York, and we have Sharon Lecter joining us from Phoenix, Arizona. Thanks for joining us, Sharon.
I'm delighted to be with you, John. Thank you so much for having me.
Sharon, let's tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I'm a pretty old broad, so it's a long background, but I'll try and make it short. I started my career as a CPA and ended up quickly realizing I was more of an entrepreneur and started building my own companies when I was in my mid-20s. If you know the kids' books that have sound strips down the side, I helped start that industry. And then as my children got older, they didn't really, my oldest son went off to college and got into credit card debt. So I was able to combine my background as a CPA with my passion as a parent and dedicated my career to financial education and financial literacy. And so that's been my life since 1992. I started and built the Rich Dad Company, wrote 15 books in the Rich Dad series. And in the last 3 years, I left the Rich Dad organization in 2007. I've been working with the Napoleon Hill Foundation, and I wrote the book 3 Feet from Gold and just released a book called Outwitting the Devil. And again, the age-old wisdom of Napoleon Hill from Think and Grow Rich helped people get out of the Great Depression back in the 30s and 40s. That information is still very relevant today. But very excited by my latest book, Outwitting the Devil, because even though it was written way back in 1938, it was hidden away for 73 years, and today it's even more powerful and even more relevant for today's world. But along with that, I got invested along the way in real estate and starting and building other companies. I was asked by President Bush to be on the President's Advisory Council for Financial Literacy, and I served Bush and Obama. And then most recently, I now represent, back full circle to my career as a CPA. I work with the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and serve as one of their national spokespeople on financial literacy. But most importantly, I'm a mother and a grandmother, and everything I do is my passion to make sure that my children and everyone else's children have the tools they need to succeed.
Wow, that's a very powerful background. Amazing background.
That's my little elevator speech.
I don't think it's going to fit in a small elevator. I think you need the whole big building for that background. That's really an amazing background. Well, so the book that you have, the Outwitting the Devil, is out now, right?
Yes, it came out a month before. It was in June, and we've just been really blessed with the response we've had. It's been incredible. It really is a transformational book. So many people are paralyzed with fear today from the markets and things that are happening around them. And
okay, so
we want people to be able to blast out of that fear.
Okay, so they need the book is available in Amazon, right?
Yes, it's through Amazon, Barnes and Noble. Any bookstore near you should be able to get it for you if it's not on the shelf. But it's Outwitting the Devil. You can actually go to, we have a special website set up called www.outwittingthedevil.com. And from there you can access either Amazon or Barnes & Noble. But there's also a free chapter that we made available for people to download there, so that they can, is a chapter that was originally in the manuscript, and we didn't make it into the final book, so I put it available for people to download for free.
Awesome. Now let's talk about the managing of money. Now let's talk about that particular book.
Well, I have a product that was just released called "It's Your Turn to Thrive," and it's not an actual book; it's an audio product. It's a lot of coaching included in an audio product that's available for purchase in audio form. And 3 Feet from Gold is the book that came out in 2009. And really the whole concept of taking control of your money, or it's your turn to thrive, is understanding that we each are responsible for our own destinies, and it really starts at home. You and I may not be able to control what's happening on the international arena. We may not be able to control what's happening in our states, but we can take control of what's happening in our own wallets. And if we do, if it comes from within and we can take control of what we're doing, others will see it and emulate, and we can turn the economy around.
And that's the thing that what people need to know is, like, you need to manage your own money, because it is your responsibility for yourself to be able to literally have some savings left over when you retire, right?
Exactly, and It's Your Turn to Thrive is available through my website, payyourfamilyfirst.com. And in it, I have over $8,000 worth of coaching services. I think it's well under $100 the product, but I bring in a team of experts, my own mastermind, and we talk about those things that can hold you back, like your credit score. And there may be something about your credit score that you don't know, or there might be ways for you to quickly turn your credit score around and get an increase in improving. And those are the kinds of things we share on this, so that actionable steps that you can do to make sure that you are taking control of your financial life.
Now, I've seen a lot of commercials about the credit scores where they would actually say if you have bad credit score, it's costing you more money to borrow money.
Oh, absolutely. If you have a low credit score, your interest rate is going to be much higher, if you even can get credit. Today, because of the amount of fear at every level of the market, many people are not able to get credit because they had something happen to them and they have a black mark. And so banks are less and less willing to loan money to somebody that's a credit risk. So you really need to look at your score, see what's on there, and see how you can improve it.
And with regards to It's Your Turn to Thrive audio book, what other case studies do you have there?
Well, we have a DVD that is called Money for Women by Women, where again I bring in a team of women. One's a estate attorney, a personal financial planner, a banker, to talk about the elements and the things that they see women doing wrong and the things that they see women doing right. So real experiential information that can help you take control of your financial life. And certainly for women, also it's an opportunity for you to say, okay, what am I doing right? What do I not know? How can I get the information I need to succeed and to take care of my family?
You said you have a estate lawyer or something like that?
We have both an estate planning attorney, Dara Randon, on that DVD, and she's also on It's Your Turn to Thrive. And she talks about the things that you need to do. People think, well, I don't have that much wealth. Well, if you have a family, then you have needs to take care of your kids and take care of provisions, and that's what the estate attorney is going to help you with, to understand those documents that you probably need to have in place in your life to make sure that should something catastrophic happen, your wishes will be followed. And that's so very important, no matter what your income, no matter what your size of your estate. And then we also have a divorce attorney who comes in and talks about not only how to keep from getting divorced, but if you find yourself in that situation, the things that you need to do to prepare for yourself.
That's another issue I'd like to cover now with regards to commingling your money as a couple now. Especially when we started out with credit numbers. That's going to have an impact, right?
Well, particularly for women, I think sometimes women give up their own credit history when they get married and they get put on their husband's cards. It's really important for everyone to maintain their own credit and to look and see that they have credit independent from one another as well, and that they maintain good credit standing. And there's nothing, my husband and I, we've been married almost 31 years, so we jointly own everything, but it's also very important for people to, particularly when you're first getting married, is to make sure that you understand what's going to happen if one partner has a lot of money and the other one does not. It's very important to understand what the consequences of not having a prenup, what the consequences of having a joint bank account will be to that person who has a lot of money. And it may be okay. It may be a choice that they freely make, and that's all right. But if that person with all the money has children, then it can get messy if you don't put something in writing and dictate how you want things handled.
What would be the bottom line rule of thumb with regards to people trying to manage their finances for their own personal spending?
Okay, you're going to laugh, but it's a real easy rule. Spend less than you earn.
There you go.
It's a real simple principle, but unfortunately most people get themselves a little crazy and they end up getting themselves in debt and they just keep digging deeper and deeper holes. So it's very important to just spend less than you earn.
What was that name of your website again?
PayYourFamilyFirst.com.
Any last words on the two books? It's Your Turn to Thrive and Outwitting the Devil.
Well, I want to thank you and congratulate you for bringing this information to your listeners. And I think it's so important that each and every one of us give a hand up, not a hand out, to the people we care about. So many of us know people. If it's not us, we know someone who's stuck today. And it may very well be that they won't listen to you anymore. You've talked to them till you're blue in the face and they won't hear you. This might be the perfect gift because it's going to give them that message that they are responsible for their own destiny. And this may exactly, and right now on Amazon it's only $14, and that money goes back to the Napoleon Hill Foundation that's used to help other programs. So it's a win-win situation. And so I really recommend it. I've been involved in 17 books. I've been honored and blessed to have most of them as bestsellers. But I will tell you, this book, Outwitting the Devil, is the most profound book I've ever had any involvement with. So I highly recommend everyone go online right now, outwittingthedevil.com, and order it through Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com.
There you go. Sharon Lecter, joining us from Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm John Hanna for CityTV.net in New York.